Points. Welcome to another episode of the Broad Points Podcast. I am your host, the broad that points, the broad with the points. It's me, Tyler, the lady. And on today's episode, my fellow ladybugs, episode 80 to be exact, we have a very special guest with me today. Oh my gosh, first of all, I have been so excited. You guys asked for this guest. I want to put this out there. You guys asked for this guest, and when you ask, you shall receive, right? Because she is the founder of CLAIM Sisterhood and Unleash Your Sensuality with Jess. She is a dance instructor and movement facilitator. She is a heels and confidence instructor, a performer, a dancer, and a creator of safe space for women through movement. Welcome, Jess.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Cue the applause.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh
You
my
are just
gosh.
such a bright light and joy in the desert. Like, truly, like the fact that you were requested, like that is just like a testament to how awesome you are. So
Oh,
thank you so much for being here.
thank you so much for allowing me to come to your home, your sacred space, and just hit here and express and connect and all the things.
And all of the things. Yes, I'm so happy to have you here in my little home studio and to finally get to share the space. And, really with each podcast that I do, I feel like I get to connect deeper, with the people that are inspirations to me and people that I connect with so deeply. And so, it's really fun and it's so great to have you here. Let's tell the listeners a little bit about you. Where the heck did you grow up, Jess?
So I grew up here in the Coachella Valley, specifically the Coachella area, 92236. Yes, I grew up here, born, raised, desert girl. So that's why too this movement claim means so much because growing up there wasn't really any dance studios here in the desert like that, and if there was, it was always for children. You had to go to LA. So just to even like be in that movement because it's growing here, that is like, whoa, I never even knew I was gonna be here. So truly blessed and thankful for being here.
Oh, that's so awesome. And how long have you been dancing? Because when I see you dance, it feels like from the womb.
Yeah, I think I like came out doing pirouettes from my no, but like since I could remember since I was small, I would do all the little talent shows in elementary school, middle school too, high school, and then of course, motherhood, it did put a halt into all of that, but I'm thankful that I reconnected and I'm back into doing something I'm passionate, and even more now that I'm teaching. Like sometimes I'm like I feel like what is it called? Like imposter?
Oh, the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, because I'm like me? Like, but then now I'm like, no, yes, Jess. You are. So yes, I'm very, very thankful, very blessed.
Yes, you are so deserving and so worthy of all of the opportunities that you've created for yourself. Like nobody did that for you. You made it happen and you continue to make it happen and you continue to, invest your time and your energy into the community and into creating, the safe space. And
Yes.
It's so beautiful. It's unlike anything that I've like ever been to.
Oh, thank you.
Like up in Seattle where like I mostly grew up, like it is very cold. It like outside, and also like people are very cold.
Oh,
Like
no.
girls are not like friendly and like
No.
don't have the same kind of relationships and like the support and empowerment
Yeah.
that like this desert has, and that I've
Mhm.
found with like you. And you cultivate such a cool community around you, like in your classes. It's like such hype squad.
Yeah. I am very like thankful because it is the women that I've gotten so lucky and fortunate that they create the energy, like them, and then also voicing out their journey, and others hearing that makes them realize that they're not alone, and they connect, and then they start hyping each other. They create that connection, and they know like it's a sisterhood where you could come, and you've had a long day, you've had a lot of things, and you may step in the classroom feeling like that, but you walk out feeling so much taller.
I could not agree more with you. I could not agree more with you at all. Like it is just it's unrivaled. It's an unrivaled experience, and I'm lucky enough to get to do this series with you. And I know that you're going to be able to do this for lots of more years because you're just like it's such a beautiful legacy, honestly, is what it is. Like it feels like just like this beautiful vision, even bigger than you, like the energy that you're cultivating. It is like an immense power. So very cool to witness. I'm like excited to watch you rise and like get the
Thank you.
recognition, and like pursue your passions in the way that
Yes.
you want to.
Thank you. Yes.
With that, how do we feel about jumping into your fundamental phrase for this
Oh,
week?
yes. So, not only is it my fundamental phrase, it's also a mantra, and we do this in class. It is my body, my power, my choice. And to go into a little bit behind that, as a woman, especially, it could be for anybody, but especially as a woman, my body, right? When we talk about our bodies, we get so much scrutiny over it. What we should wear, how we should move, how we should look, all the things, right? So that's why my body, we say my body, and then my power, because that is your power, your expression, your release, your movement, your voice, everything is your power. And then as you may not have your confidence, but as you build on it, you start realizing what your power is. It could be as simple as walking, touching your hair, being able to actually touch yourself as a woman and curve and be sensual. And it doesn't have to be also just touching. It could be what you wear, anything that's your power. And then my choice, because it is your choice. Nobody else has that power over you. At the end of the day, it's your choice. You could do whatever you want with your body. You could express yourself however you want. And I know it's a hard thing to get into. Either you come from a religious background, you come from traumatic relationships, trauma, social media, las tias, like outside, things that happen. But that being said, it's your choice because they don't have that power over you. And you'll discover it. You walk in and you're like, but how do I get there? Come into class, we do not only dance, we talk, we communicate, we connect, and then I do these like exercises, and they vary. They vary from series to series, but within those exercises you discover yourself and you're like, I can't do this. I have so many girls that come in and they're like, I can't do that. Oh no, no, I won't be. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh my God, I was able to do it, And like those voices, those people, they didn't have that control over you. You didn't need permission from nobody. You have that choice. It's your body, your power, your choice.
I love it so much. I really do. They're just truly such great words to live by and to recognize. I'm always, honestly, that's why I started this podcast, is to allow everybody to recognize that we have the choice, right? In everything that we do, no matter what, we have the choice in how we want to think and how we want to act and how we want to show up in life and, you know, what we want to believe in. And in my later years in life now, I'm not old, but I just like to talk like that sometimes. You know, I'm choosing to believe in myself.
Yes.
Right. I'm choosing to believe in my dreams and my ability to do things. And, you know, I've expressed it to you in the classes and outside of the classes. But like I've overcome a lot of things, even relating to dance. We were talking about last night.
Yes.
We were doing some back bends and stuff in class, which was really fun. But it is also a challenge for me because I grew up with scoliosis and I broke both wrists at the same time when I was 12. And I don't believe that that's limiting me from doing it now. I just think that I have to be able to focus and dedicate the time to build the strength in the muscles to be able to do those things. So it's just, I need the consistency to do it. And now I'm actually wanting to pursue those things. So that's why I'm like, I know how to do it. I know I'm going to get there. I'm working on it. But it's cool to have people around you who are also like, no, you can absolutely do this. And like supporting you along the way just makes it such a like more enjoyable journey.
Yes. And then like the hype and even them, like how you said, supporting you, like actually touching you and supporting you and you discovering little by little, like, okay, repetition, right? Repetition. And the more we dance, will also, there's certain movements that will also open your chest, your back. It'll work things out for you to be able to be more mobile also.
Yes. And it's so funny because at one point I was able to do pull-ups. I like thought my way into like being able to do pull-ups. Yeah, like like the way that I was able to do pull-ups was like I would just sit here and I would just think about like pulling myself up and like envision that and like engaging all of the muscles, and that mind-body connection like eventually led me to being able to do pull-ups. Yeah. And I was like, what? And then I didn't do them for a long time, and like now I'm getting back into it and I'm like, okay, once I'm able to do that again, like back bends will be no sweat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy because our minds are powerful.
Our minds are so
like how
powerful.
you said, you were just sitting here, you visualize it, mind body connection, and then you did it. Right?
And that's why anytime anybody's in a dance class and they're like, I can't do this, and I'm like, with that attitude, you will not be able to.
Right?
Like, I promise you, you're right. I'm like, you're right. But if you believe that you can do it, I promise you, you can.
You can. Say it, visualize it, act on it, and yes, it will happen.
Yeah, because it is your body, it is your power to choose, and it is your choice.
Yes,
like, all of these things just resonate so deeply with life.
Yes, it does. It does. And I don't even know how I came about it, but there is more backstory, but I thought I wanted to share something. You know, we all go through trauma, right? And I did go through something as a child. So yes, my body, my power, my choice, what I described it, the meaning, but it's also, you know, with not having someone, my power of not having someone, what they took from me, have power within them. No, it's my power. I struggled with sensuality after that situation, and I thought I was only good for being sexy and sensual because I developed quickly. I had my period when I was like 9 years old. I started developing early, and I felt ugly. But oh yeah, my body. Oh, my body, because I looked older and I looked sexy. One thing that was brought up was, you know, me saying, oh, I'm only 12, but it's like, oh no, but to me, you look sexy, even though you're 12. You're not 12. Don't say that to me. You're sexy. And that stood out to me because I was like, I'm a kid, but at the same time, this person's saying I'm sexy. So I'm like embedded in my head where I'm like, oh, that's all I'm good for, you know? And through that, it was up and down situations, body dysmorphia and all kinds of things. But now that I'm older and I'm able to reflect back on that, it's like, it's my body, it's my power, it's my choice. And dancing has been, such a, it's freedom. It's an outlet for me to be able to express myself and to take back that wording and that disgusting person's mindset and be like, no, this is my power and I'm going to use it as art, as an expression. And you know what? Now with this, I'm able to empower other women and know that it's okay to be sexy, sensual, no matter whatever happened in our past. It doesn't define you. It doesn't define you.
It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't for any of us. And it's sad. It's also just a tiny little tinge funny. The more women I talk to, the more we have in common with this, right? It's like there's an immense amount of sadness around it. There's also this little bit where it's like, hey, we can just like take a breath and like laugh about it and just like not have it be something that's hurting us and crushing us anymore. And to claim our power, like the fact that you decided to go with claim and claim sisterhood, specifically those two words, are something that is just so impactful. I did not grow up with a sisterhood. I grew up with a sister. We did not get along. We're like, even to this day, like I love her very much, but we are like complete opposites. And so like we butt heads on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's like really hard.
Yeah.
But like I've never had relationships with people where they're like, oh my gosh, I just love you. And I just like see you for who you are. And I see you for your struggles. And I see, you know, my struggles within you as well. I mean, I've talked to multiple women about, you know, the traumas that I've been through, the assaults that I've been through, the body dysmorphia is one that is just so tough. It's so tough. And like, even still, sometimes I'll catch myself and I'm like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Like, whose voice is that? Who is that in your head?
Where is this coming from? And then you kind of like backtrack. Oh, there it is. There, that's where it came from.
The 90s. I'm just kidding.
For real.
For real. It's so brutal. But like, you know, that's like an America's Next Top Model. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I love me some America's Next Top Model growing up. I didn't realize that it went for like 50 seasons. It went for like crazy amounts of seasons. They got like rid of Tyra. I was like, what?
I didn't know that either, right? I was like, oh, I didn't realize that at all until that documentary on Netflix. I was like, oh, and then all the other things behind everything. So yeah,
the world is so crazy. It's so crazy. And so, you know, rather than being defined by these things, rather than saying, because I will be the first one to admit that, like, from things that I encountered and experienced in this life, I let them weigh me down. I let myself, you know, choose to be the victim and to isolate. My biggest toxic trait is that I will isolate. You know, it's like when I'm feeling a type of way, I'm like, nope, just gonna stay home, gonna do nothing, and like just kind of like wallow. And now I really make it a point to not do that. Because I know that like I have the choice to, you know, see the opportunity in everything. That's like one of the higher levels of energy and like ways of believing, is like to see like one, either that there's absolutely no problem at all and that we can just like move past this, or that there's an opportunity. And for me, there's always an opportunity to learn. There's always an opportunity for growth. And especially creation now. I'm like finding myself just doing like all of these things where I'm just like, oh, this is inspiring me to do this and like want to do this. And I'm just seeing more things come together and like seeing friends that, you know, I connect with that I'm like, oh, we are going to collaborate on some things.
Yes. I love it. It's beautiful. And then I feel like once you make that change of energy frequency, when you're not wallowing anymore, life, the universe, it all aligns. It starts coming together, right? It's so, you don't realize it until where you're like, oh, like 2 years ago, I was not in this mindset. I really wasn't, it took time, and now I'm grateful that I am able to. It was a journey. It's still a journey. I'm still in my healing journey. But I'm growing, and I'm looking at things a little bit more differently, and I feel like it's brought in me to people like yourself and others, and it's so amazing. It's so beautiful. It's so hard sometimes to put it in words. It's just a feeling where it's like, yes, this right here. Yeah.
It's like that feeling of being right where you belong.
Yes.
And like being on the path with other people where you're like, oh yeah, we're on the same path. Or like, we might not be going to the same destination, but like we are on the same path right now. And for however long we get to do this dance together, that's actually something that this guru that I really love, his name is Ram Dass, he says, we're just on this path and then we do our dance for however long we do our dance together and then we split ways.
Yeah. That's another thing too. It's like, I didn't how do I describe this? But people come into your life for a reason, right? And sometimes that could be a lifetime, or maybe it could be a moment, it could be a chapter, it could be anything. You learn from it, you take from it, you get inspired, and that's just things that happen with life. But I also understand being human and not understanding that and going through the whole of like, is it me? Is it me? Did I do something wrong? Or, and I've learned, I've gone through that, I'm only human. And now that I'm like more like getting more in tune with my thoughts and my feelings, I'm like, okay, it happens. It's life. And, I'm going to choose to look at the good from it instead of being like, oh my God, they left me because I did something wrong, or, oh, is it me? And it's normal to have those thoughts. I still have those thoughts and I catch myself. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. It's so like, okay, growing up in like a very cripplingly codependent household and like with a lot of friends who were like really codependent growing up, like that's just how I was for a long time. And so now like trying to like I moved states to like being an adult and moving states, it's like, oh, you've got to make friends and you've got to like learn how to do stuff, but also recognize to not take things personally. Like I realize now that everybody has their own life, right?
Yes.
Like it's not personal that they don't have the time to talk to me all day long, every day of the week, right? Like I would love to be able to maintain that sort of thing. Honestly, if people wanted to pay me to be a coach full time, like I could probably do that and we could talk for, hours a day but that's not what my life is right now. People are not wanting to pay for those sorts of things, which is fine. That's not my life. So I am not able to maintain friends or family members who want to, interact like that because it's not sustainable. And I've realized that.
Yeah,
and
same.
I need a life that I don't have to take breaks from.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard when you have to constantly be there for someone. And I was once that person, and I did take it personally when people just stopped talking to me, and I was like, oh no, they hate me, what did I do? And like I did think about that for a long time. And then I had a friend who was like so overbearing and like needed me to be there all of the time, and I was not able to do it. And I said, hey, I need space. I can't continue to maintain this friendship in this way. And rather than accepting that, he decided to say, well, you're communicating terribly and you're a terrible coach, and block my number and delete my address. And like I was just like, whoa, that was all of the validation actually that I needed to know that this was not the right friendship for me. It sucked in the moment, but I was like, thank you for the proof.
Yeah. And also with that, because I had something similar recently happen. And I was like, you know what? I don't hate them. There's no bad ill. If anything, I wish them healing because there's something there, right? There's something there, fear and whatever it is. I hope they find healing. And like you said, they probably were just meant for a little bit of time. You both learned something, and that's life. That's life.
And that's life. And we can forgive and we can move on.
Yes. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Because why hold on to hate? like life is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Life is so beautiful. Yes, we have storms, but storms come and go, but we could choose to look at the beauty more than the negative. That's what I'm like also kind of coming to realize. It's like our brains, right? If I focus on just bad, 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 all of that's gonna be bad. But if I focus on good, 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 then good stuff is gonna happen. And it's just like, it's also what is that like? Not just spiritually, like putting it out there, but it's also something in our brains where it doesn't know reality or this and that. It just knows patterns. And the more that you teach it patterns, it's kind of like, almost like brainwashing too, like brainwashing it. Like, yeah.
Positive brainwashing.
Yes, there we go.
It's the good kind. We want this kind.
Yes. And you are in control of that. It is your body, your power, your choice to do that. And you can do it.
Yeah, seriously though. Like it really is. It's a law of the universe. It's called the law of attraction. Because when you're vibrating at a certain frequency, this is the science behind it. This is fun.
There we go.
I have like weird knowledge on like different things.
That's awesome.
But I just love it. Just like, so that's why I always love talking to people. And the law of attraction is literally we're all vibrating at different frequencies. So when you are practicing gratitude, you are vibrating at the frequency of gratitude.
Yes.
So that naturally brings more things to be grateful for to you, because the law of attraction is saying anything at that frequency is going to attract more of that.
Yes.
So like, why wouldn't we want to focus on the good?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Right? Why do we constantly focus on bad? Yeah. On the negative? And it's like, I guess people, well, for myself, I can only speak for myself, is realizing that we have that choice of turning that off. And it not a lot of people know. I didn't know until recently, where I'm like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah. No, seriously. It like, I had no idea. 2020, which is not that long ago. It's 2026 now. 2020, I decided that I was going to pursue coaching. So I had worked in the travel industry for 10 years and I was like, you know what? I need a change. I'm going to pursue coaching and see what that's all about. And one of the very first things they teach you, they're like, all right, we're going to start off this lesson today, our very first class, with our top 3 things. And it's just your top 3 things in that moment of things you're grateful for. And I was like, what? I've like never done this. Like, I just have to like write things that I'm grateful for. And then they're like, yeah. And then do it throughout the day. And I was like, what? Like, I would never. Just like even doing it once a day, like just start your day and write 3 things that you're grateful for. That like automatically puts you in the mindset at the beginning of your day of, I have things to be grateful for.
Yes.
So like, you're just automatically going to be attracting more things to be grateful for during that day.
Yeah. Like, you'll start seeing a pattern because you're saying it, you're writing it, and then you start seeing it, and then it starts happening.
And then it starts happening.
And it's good too, because like this, we're sharing it, we're voicing it out, and someone else will hear it and be like, oh, so I could do this. What you're doing here is like awesome too, because it gives people a chance to voice out something that could have an impact on someone else, to know that they're not alone in whatever path they're in.
Yeah. And wherever they're at in life, because, I think that no matter where we are in life, we're exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yes.
And what we're listening to, what's coming to us, what we're actually hearing, that's exactly the messages that we're supposed to be hearing. So it may be me that they're connecting with. It may be you. It may be, one of our past guests or one of the future guests. Yeah. But that's why I think it's so important. We're all the student and the teacher always in everything we do. God, we can always learn and we can always teach something in every single thing. And by keeping an open mind and by keeping an open platform, it allows, more people to realize that they're not alone on this planet.
Yeah.
Because I felt very alone on this planet for a lot of years, for a long time. And I'm the first one to admit it. from that like what if mindset in like the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Like it was always recognizing the bad and, you know, noticing all of the possible flaws and like everything had to be perfect. Like I wouldn't even sign my art because I was like, it's not done. Like it's terrible. Like it was crushing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. It's not good to live like that. And I was so stressed and like physically like ill. Like I was in and out of the hospital. I was injured a lot, like just all the time. And then it's like, oh, like the more you start to take care of yourself and tune into your body and tune into your passions,
Yes.
the things that actually bring you joy, you know, focusing on those positive things, like
trusting yourself,
the more your systems, your bodily functions start to work.
Yeah.
And like that's one of the biggest things too. I always tell people about like weight loss. When people are on like a weight loss journey, I'm like, if you're stressed about it, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So like do things that make you happy.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I love dance, honestly, is just like I started a choreography album on Instagram. So all of my past stories that I had shared of me dancing throughout the years, I just started 2 years ago, I realized.
That's
like,
so crazy. Because when I was like, no, you've danced like way before, and you're like, no, I just started, and I'm like, what the
yeah, like official dance classes I've done just I want to say I was 29 when I started like officially going to dance classes, and I'm gonna be 33 this year. So
that's awesome, because this also lets others know that it's never too late. It's never too late. And dance, anybody could dance. You listening to music, tapping your foot, nodding your head, that is dancing. I had a coworker that was like, I don't dance. I'm like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you're humming and you're moving your head, you're tapping that's dancing. You know what I mean? I'm like, anybody could dance, and it's never too late. You could do it.
And it's never too late. It doesn't matter what your size is. It doesn't matter what your shape is. It doesn't matter if you're flexible or if you're not. Like, you just have to start somewhere. You just have to start somewhere. And, you know, my very first class, and the reason why I didn't do dance classes for so long is because I started in ballet. And like they were so mean in the very first class. And I was like a little fat kid that was just like, they were trying to push me up against the wall to like do the splits. And I was, it was absolutely terrible. So then to come back, you know, like we'll call it 20 years later. I'm sure it was more than that. But, you know, like call it 20 years later. And, you know, now be able to, again, claim my story and to decide that like I want to do these things. Like if I have visions of performing and like doing, you know, theater or like anything like that, you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
Right. And so for me, it's so funny because you walked in and you saw those green stools that are like,
oh yeah.
Okay, that's like actually how I got into dance.
Oh yes.
Because there was this girl off of Facebook Marketplace that was selling those stools. And I was like, those stools are so cute. I need those for this house. We had just moved into this condo.
Beautiful.
And yeah. And so then she goes, oh, hey, you're like young. Do you want to be friends? We live in like a little bit of a retirement town, you know? So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, let's be friends. And so then she like ends up, she's doing dance classes. Yeah. And so just to get myself to make friends and like to commit to something, I was like, I'm going to buy the 10 class pack.
Yeah.
And so I did. And I'm so happy that I did because I was just watching all the videos back.
Oh.
And
your journey.
And I was just like, oh my God, this journey of like where I've come from and like the ups and downs that I've gone through, because I haven't stayed, you know, consistent through it all. Life is a journey. Yeah. And a roller coaster, if you will, with lots of ups and downs. And you know, now I'm finally back. And oh my gosh, before I go any further, there was a video on April 1st of 2025. Oh. And it was the video that I specifically remember where you are on the side. You're not in the video, but you are like, you were being so hype squad in the front, like for the choreo. We were like slapping our legs and like, the way we were like twisting our head. And I just remember that was like the first time that I like really saw you. And I was like, she's got to be in it. Oh. So, like, it's funny that we're doing this, like, a little over a year from then. Yes. And, like, that's, I don't know when you saw yourself officially as an instructor, but, like, April 1st, 2025, for me, I was like, she is for sure a dance instructor. And it was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was, like, I was confident in that.
Thank you. Oh.
So yes, the videos
That's amazing.
the videos are fun and like keep
They're your
recording yourself.
diary. They're your dance diary. And it's so beautiful, right? Because I know the camera could be intimidating and stuff, but it's for you to see like your journey. And that's so awesome that from a stool to this and to now. Look at now. You know, it's beautiful. Like I didn't also think I was gonna be a dance instructor. Me? I was like, what? Me? Who? And that's people started saying, you know, like, oh, like you should be a dance instructor, or you know, like I like the way that you move. How do you move like that? And I was like, you know what? I like creating. I've done choreos when I was in high school and stuff. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me give it a try, you know? And then boom, like it just started becoming something more and more. And I'm a student too. I still take classes, and there's a pattern, you know, you walk into these places and you're nervous. There's strangers, right? At first. And that's what I want people to feel welcome when they come in. We have our welcome circle. We talk before classes. We set our intentions, and then you know we warm up. We do our mantra. We ground ourselves with our breathing. And then we get into it, and then we have a reflection circle. So it's a lot of, you know, like, how do I describe this? It's more than a dance class because I'm there. Like, I'm also a student, and I go to these places and I get inspired by little things. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to teach, I want this space to feel more. I want it to feel like a place where anybody could go and release, gain, express, discover all the things, and also importantly connect, you know, with each other. And it's a sisterhood. It's a sisterhood. And it's also realizing that if we go way, way, way back in time, right? Tribes, they're all into, you know, community and circles. And it's nice to get into that space and that experience to do as well, because we're also kind of not mimicking, but we're also playing into our ancestrals. You know, does that make sense? Do you feel
Yeah.
me?
Do
You feel me? Sometimes I'm just like, how do I?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And honestly, there's so many things in life where, you know, we go to a class, insert whatever class it is, and you learn a thing and then you leave and it's gone from your mind forever. And I feel like the bridge that you've really gapped here is being able to have someone bring a little bit of themselves in, saying, what are your intentions, right? So connecting that outer world with the dance world and then saying, okay, now take some of this out there with you.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So it's like, hey, don't just let it end here. Take it with you.
Oh my God, yes.
Build these connections. Build them with your sisters. Build them with yourself. Build them with your mind, body, spirit.
Yes.
Build it all. Like,
oh my gosh. Yes, Tyler. It's so beautiful because I've had a lot of people message me where they tell me, like, wow, like your classes are changing my life. You know, now at work, I stand up for myself more. I stand up in front of so and so. I am able to find that power within to, you know, more and believe in yourself. And I'm like gonna get emotional, but I'm just like, wow, like I'm still in this place in my mind where I'm like, wow, like I'm changing lives. But when I say that, I don't want to sound like I'm not being arrogant or anything. Like I don't want people to think that way. I have this. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I think it's from childhood where I was never able to fully express myself or trust myself or believe in myself. And there was people that would be like, oh, you're being too cocky or what. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to dim down to make others feel better about whatever, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna express. I'm not gonna, and now to create something where people could blossom and shine, and like with the filming at the end, it's not just a performance. No, like it's so much deeper too, because you see yourself, your everything that you put into the series, and you see yourself in this like professional video, and like it's amazing. It's amazing to see what you're capable of. And I'm just like, oh, truly thankful. Like just thankful, thankful, thankful. And all the stories I hold deeply in my heart of everybody sharing, because I believe in you, and I know you believe in yourself. You are worthy to be seen, to express. It's your body, it's your power, it's your choice, and that's how you claim your power. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it.
It's just, I wish I could share so much, but I also, like, I hold things because I don't, that's their too, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, Tyler, I'm just like, wow, like, this is my purpose. I've always grown up with the intent of helping people. I wanted to be a nurse, a psychologist, a 911 dispatcher. I wanted something where I knew I wanted to help people, and I just didn't know what was that, right? So I was trying, and then all of a sudden, dance, my passion from like when I was little, has led me to this.
Yes, yes. I love seeing it so much. It is so beautiful to see. And I think the more people are able to connect with their inner child, like the more peace and, passion they're really able to bring to the world, and to how they're able to contribute to the world, right? Not everything is so linear. Like you mentioned like being a 911. It's so funny because I've also ventured down these paths. I was like a 911 dispatcher, a psychologist, all these different things, like wanting to help and realizing there was more than one way to help.
Yeah.
Like we don't just only have to help people when they're like dying or like, wanting to be dead. Like, like it's like we can help them before that.
Yeah.
We can help them, recover from things. We can help them step into things that they want to pursue. And I have a friend I won't go into his whole story, but he does popcorn, and his whole thing, he's a businessman. He was like, I never want to do anything for business that is at someone else's expense, like they have to do, like it's a dire, like insurance or something.
Yeah.
And that like really opened my eyes to like, there are other ways to contribute, to help. And, I think education is huge, and education of movement specifically is so underrated. I mean, there are, studies of people with PTSD, war veterans who recover, from some of their symptoms and stuff through movement.
Yes.
Both, dance classes and stuff like that, and also theater, of being able to conceptualize and see something go through of like a beginning, middle, and end, like allows them to be able to come to a conclusion. Yeah. When you go to a dance class, there's a beginning, middle, and end of the choreo. And like, once you realize that you can do hard things, you can overcome hard things, you realize that you can write your own story.
Yes. Yes, that's beautiful. Yes. Yes. And then touching on that about like, that's why too, I also like the series and the theme. I love themes. I feel like when you play a character and you dress up and you just, you how do I say this? What's the word? You act on it. It also makes it easier for yourself. Some people, they can't look at themselves in the mirror. They're still processing that connection. But if they see themselves playing a character and dressing up, then, that's the stepping stool to really looking at yourself without being that character, because that is you, that was within you. And it's a journey within that series. You discover, you learn something about yourself, and each series is different, and you're just unlocking different levels within yourself. It's an evolution. And like this month is an evolution to, it's been 5 months of claim, 5 months. So it's like this month it's celebration. And the first class, and everything, I asked everybody to share their celebrations, whether it's small, big, there's nothing, limiting. And the first series for Claim started with the chair. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring it back. This is like the evolution, and it's beautiful to see like everybody that has been through different series, and like I've watched them grow, and I'm just so excited to see this one too at the end. Like, you are amazing. Last night you came and I was just like, yes.
Oh, I'm like, okay, I am like loving this choreo. I've told so many people how much I'm like loving this choreo. I don't know if I've expressed it to you, but I love this choreo, Jess. And it's so funny because yesterday, so a Saturday class, I was able to attend because Jess had let me. But I had paid for Tuesday classes, and then I missed Tuesday class. I'm gonna give too much information because this is my podcast, and that's what I do here.
Yes.
But I was like violently ill. I don't usually have like bad PMS before my period, but I was like vomiting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for 2 days.
Going
For 2
through
days.
it.
Monday I threw up, and then Tuesday I threw up twice, and I was like, okay, I am not okay.
No.
And so I was like, I really could not go to dance class. And so I was like, I'm gonna share too much information here because I can. But everywhere else I was being very PC about it, but I was not okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, I like never feel like this. What is going on? And I think it was because we had friends in town and we like ate really poorly. And like when you think about the chemicals within your body and how everything reacts, I was like, okay, I think that's what caused that.
Yeah.
So now I'm committed to like taking myself care of myself long term and not having that happen again. But it was actually like a huge block for me to reach out, and something that I encountered. The voice that was echoing in my head was that I was not deserving, or I was not worthy, or that it was my fault that I had missed on Tuesday. And so that is like something that I recognize as a pattern in my past of being like, okay, but like, is this really your fault? Like, okay, sure, we like didn't eat great, but like we didn't know that it was going to end up like catastrophic. Like, we've eaten not great in the past and been okay. Like, that was a whole new level. So I was like, so it wasn't really your fault. And you're definitely worthy, and you know that Jess loves and supports you because you are one of the most supportive instructors, and like the way you connect everything. I was like, just reach out, just ask.
Yes.
And then as soon as I asked you, you said yes, of course. And then I showed up, and like I was nervous about like, oh my gosh, like I don't know the choreo, and like all these different, the stories that we tell ourselves going along in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like all these other girls are gonna know it, and then I'm not gonna know it, and then they're gonna be able to do these things, and I'm gonna be able to do these things. And then like I got there, and we started doing the back bends and the headstands and the shoulder stands, and I was like, oh, I could do a headstand for sure. And I was like, and I could do a shoulder stand for sure. Back bends, that's just, I'm working on it. I know. But it was
you're
like,
there. I saw you. You're
I can do it.
Yeah.
I know I can. It's just, again, building up the muscles to be able to do it and support myself, and then eventually to be able to lean back too, because that's like more muscle training. But all very viable things that I am able to do. And then bless her heart, she is just such a sweetheart. Maria was like, you've got this. Like, she was like, I was like, I don't know, you guys are gonna put me in the front. That was the thing that killed me, is we get to class and I've not been there on Tuesday's class, and some of these girls have been, and they're in the back, and they're like, Tyler, you go up front. And I'm like, me up front? And like my like imposter syndrome, right, going off of like, you're gonna put me in front, and I wasn't even here. So I'm like a little bit freaking out. And then we do the choreo, and Medea was like, you're a fast learner. You've got this. And I was like, dude, that's literally something I put on my resume. I am a fast learner. And then it just like, it all clicked. And I was just hearing the sounds and the song that I've like actually never listened to before. I'm like, I feel like I just live in this little bubble of like very eclectic music of like, I listen to a lot of things, but every time I go to a dance class, it feels like a new song. Like, I'm just always learning something new.
And that's actually really like beautiful too, because you're discovering a different sound that you haven't, and others are coming because that's their favorite song. But then also to have someone connect with it for the first time, that's beautiful. Tyler, I didn't know that.
First time hearing it Saturday.
What? And you really felt it, because it's a lot of feel. And I saw you, and wow, that was your first. Wow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think from all of the classes that I've taken, and I don't know, I've just really been dialing into the musicality of things and not just listening to the lyrics or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bull crap, which is all important.
Yeah.
But listening to the sounds, like listening to the lyrics, feeling like there was like the part when it says like out of my mind in the choreography.
Yeah.
There's like some very distinct like snaps there that like you hit when you kick correctly. And I was like, oh, I hit that so good. The one video that I took.
And it feels so good.
Oh, it feels so good. I'm so proud of myself. And I was like, that is why you were in the front of the class.
Yes, there you go. And then that little thing of like, Mireya, telling you that support system when you're having those doubts in your head, but then someone's like, hey, no, you got this. And you're like, you know what? You're right. And then you do it and you're like, oh, yes, I got it. And I love that. And and I don't even have to tell people, but it's telling, that encouragement that you tell someone, it's impactful. Giving high fives, a round of applause, that hype, it's just, it makes an impact to each other, like, you know what I mean?
It totally does. It totally does. Because one, you never know what anybody's going through, like just anywhere out in the world. Like a compliment can just change someone's day.
Oh my God, yes.
Think about when you're having the worst fucking day of your whole life, which you've survived, by the way. You're here. Congratulations.
Yes.
But when you're having that fucking day, you're in the middle of it, and somebody says, wow, I really love your eyes. Your eyes are so beautiful. I really love your hair. Or like, oh my gosh, your necklace is gorgeous. Like just something like that. And it just takes you away from all of your problems.
And to focus on that, not all the bad things that happened that day. Focus on that one impactful moment, because at work, there was this moment where I was like, people were just moody and then there was this one person that at the end was like, have a beautiful day, Jessica. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on that. And from there, it's like, yes.
Yep. We can do it.
And then pass it along.
Pass it along.
It's free. It doesn't take to give people have a good day.
It's for free.
It's for free.
Compliments are for free. That's something that I always tell people. I'm like, it's for free, you guys. We can be nice for free.
Yes.
And, to have somebody physically lift me up in the class, right? Like with the back bend, and then also like verbally lift me up. That was just like an emotional and spiritual thing, and really allowed me to connect that with myself. I was like, you are right. I do put this on my resume. I am a fast learner. I can do this.
Yes.
Like,
you are a dancer.
Yeah. Like, even though I've told myself for years that I'm not, like, I am.
You are.
Like, I can embrace that.
Yes.
And, this is my second series, that I'm getting to do with you. And every time that I get to come to a class, I am just so excited to be there. And I'm, continuing to look forward to all of the things that you're going to bring to the table, all of the collaborations that you're talking about in the future.
Yeah.
I think we're both very creative minds, and we have like a lot on the horizon. And I'm sure we will be collaborating on more things than just this podcast.
Yes. Yes, there's more. Yes,
we're like, production, it's happening.
So exciting.
Oh, so exciting. Well, with that, let's start to put a little bit of a bow on this. Jess, thank you so much for being here and sharing yourself. I've had an absolute blast.
Oh my God, yes. I'm just like, now that I'm like, blah, 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 I'm like, that's it. Sick. Part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I've told so many people the same thing. I'm like, I am always down to have a repeat guest. And if there's anything else you want to share, like, please, like anything on your mind, feel free. Now is your time. And also tell people where they can reach you and find you, because this journey, I feel it's just the beginning.
Oh,
I think there's
yes.
so much more on the horizon for you. And I know that people that requested you specifically, are going to want to share you and know where they can find you. So where can they find you, Jess?
They could find me on Instagram, Jess Blue 4. That's JESSS. Those are 3 S's. Blue, BLUEE. 2 E's with the 4. That's my main hub on Instagram, but I'm also on TikTok and YouTube, also as Jess Blue. But exciting things are happening. More series, more unleashing and claiming our power. And I'm also working on other projects too in the future. So yes, stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's so much more that we can all accomplish.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love that you are just such a bright light. We talked about other people making us feel like we need to dim our light, and here we stand, shining bright and allowing others, enabling others to shine themselves.
Yes.
And that is just such a beautiful thing. I'm so honored to connect with you and to be able to share this podcast. I think that a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of this. Like, just being able to hear your story. There's so much to connect with. Like, truly inspirational.
Yes. And like voicing out, speaking up more, like you never know who you're going to impact. Whatever you have to share, release it. There's strength and vulnerability. I had to learn that. Recently, I learned that. I always thought I hate being vulnerable. I don't like, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, no, there's strength and vulnerability. When we talk things through, it'll make an impact on someone. You never know who needs it. And thank you for this. There's definitely more, because I'm like, what did I just say? I feel like there was so much, and then it just flows. You make this so natural, and your energy is also beautiful. I'm honored. Thank you so much, Tyler, and I can't wait for our journey, our future, our connection.
Yes, we have many more dances to do.
Oh, yes.
Many more dances to do. I very much look forward to it. I'm so happy to be able to, share too much here, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's always like, oh, it's too much.
No.
Out in the world, it's never too much here.
Never too much.
And that's really the space that, I'm happy to cultivate.
Thank
and I'm
you.
happy to share with the listeners. Yes, you ladybugs, thank you so much for tuning in this week, episode 80. We did it. Jess, let's wrap it up one more time with that fundamental phrase for the week.
Yes. My body, my power, my choice.
Yeah.
Yay!